This week on the Midnight Gamescast, we talk about PlayStation VR games and, new PlayStation VRs and new kind of old Move controllers. You know, the same crap we talk about every week.
All the time,
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
This is the weekly wrap-up. This is the Midnight Gamescast, where we record every Tuesday afternoon at midnight. We bring it to YouTube every Wednesday as the weekly wrap-up, every Thursday as PlayStation VR Theater, and every Friday as Viewer Takeover.
Yep.
As always, I'm Brian Pollan. To my right, your left, the ever amazing, illustrious, dreamy Jeremy King.
Very dreamy, yes. Sirens, coffee. It's the daytime.
You know, there's a game cat that wants us to play a game every time we hear sirens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to come up with a cool game. So in the comments below, every time you hear a siren, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
It's not going to be a drinking game. We don't film at night anymore, and this one's pregnant.
Yeah.
Speaking of which...
She ruined everything.
Yeah, no kidding. To my left, your right, the one, the only, Michelle Baracchione.
I feel like glitter should fall from the sky, and I'm like walking out, and like fires all around me.
Right.
I don't know
Like
why I do sound
burst.
checks if I'm just going to scream into the
You
microphone.
were screaming, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I apologize in advance for all of the ear damage I just caused.
Yes.
Ear damage.
Is this your new role on the
man.
Gamescast? You just repeat the last two words?
Repeat, yes. Little emphasis.
Emphasis.
Emphasis, yes.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
So yeah, we're gonna come up with a game. All right.
Yes.
Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't already, because would you want to miss an episode of this every week?
Please.
I can't imagine you would.
Who would?
Who would?
Who would miss it?
Should we?
Yeah.
Also, make sure you like this video, because it's super duper important. We know that you like what you're seeing, and if you dislike the video, you're going straight to hell.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Upstairs. But let's just blast through the last week and this week, VR style.
What happened last week?
What happened last week?
So many of things, maybe. I don't know. Tell us, Brian.
I sure will. 4 different games came out last week for PlayStation VR. We got DW VR, which was, I think people have been calling it Deathwave VR.
Yeah.
I was hoping the dude's name that made it was like Dwayne Wilson. He was just calling it himself like Dwayne Wilson VR.
Yeah, right.
But it's pretty cool. I think it gives us a glimpse into what Doom VFR is going to be like. It's a lot of that like sliding teleportation stuff with dual wielding.
This type of thing.
Something like that.
It's cocktacular.
Massage.
And it's only $14.99.
Is that how much it is?
It is.
It's a great deal. I really, it's for a wave-based shooter. I'm like, I love it. And depending on what you use, like for motion controls, you use the Move controllers, and that gives you like a magic wand where you can like throw things like ancient emulator.
I love magic wands.
Right? But then if you use the aim controller, you've got like a stockpile of like an arsenal.
Yeah.
Like just guns. I'm like, this is
I've
a
been
dramatically
wanting
different game.
a game to use the aim controller more with, so awesome.
This is your game.
This is the game
This is
for
the
you.
one, Michelle.
Right. It's pretty shallow, but it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Right.
Also, what else came out last week? We've got Voltron VR Chronicles. It's like a 45-minute episode of Voltron that you actually control parts of. The review's up on the channel, and I'm sure we're going to be talking more about it later today.
Yep.
We also got Vrog, which I mean is a surefire can't-miss title. $4.99. It's an arcade-type game where you play as a frog in first person. You jump around on lily pads, and you catch. It's fucking terrible.
Try to catch bugs, but
like
you can't
bugs.
catch the mosquitoes or something.
So-
What was
Yeah,
it?
mosquitoes get you all like
Ooh.
trippy.
Yeah, it's actually bees. I didn't realize what I was doing.
Oh, the bees. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, because you know they
Bees
sting
sound
you
like
as you sting your tongue on the way down.
Yeah, but if it would get you trippy, people would be like stinging themselves all the time, you know?
He makes an excellent point,
Does
Under
he?
the tongue.
doesn't he?
He does.
He does.
Also, Frog's not the worst thing ever. If you got $5 to spare, it's like I call it a bad game, but it's a bad game if it was like $20 for $5, whatever. It's interesting.
Yeah.
At best.
Okay.
And then actually, strangely, this might be my pick of last week was Light Tracer. Light Tracer is a third-person platformer that uses 2 move controllers. You point the beam of light to direct the little girl, tell her where to go.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so
Remember
frustrating.
watching that in theater?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Like, it looked like garbage because so many things do when you don't get to play them yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the funny thing is like I reviewed it and I was like I compared it to a disobedient puppy.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, it's cute, it's adorable, and it pisses all over your floor.
Okay.
Right? So it's like it's very frustrating. Do you watch Dave Station's Let's Play of it? He was a little bit drunk, but man, he was so pissed off. He like kept dying over and over. It was ridiculous.
That's so funny.
Go check out his video. Like it's laughably bad,
Yeah.
but he was also laughably drunk. It is a very difficult game though, to give him a little bit of credit.
There you go.
And that was last week. Pretty good stuff. And then this week, supposedly, we're yet again supposedly getting Syndrome.
Remind me which one Syndrome is.
Syndrome
again,
is
Brian.
the game that's not in VR, except we get a survival
horror
horde
shooter.
Horde mode that is in VR.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know. I've seen different prices on this game. I've seen it's going to be $40. It's going to be $60. It's going to be $20.
Yeah.
I think the latest we heard it's going to be $20. I have no idea. This game has been delayed week after week after week.
Jeez.
This is like the 7th release date we've gotten for this game.
Right.
So hopefully
It's supposed to have
it'll
a
be
great storyline, though.
Yeah.
which I'm sure does not get included in the VR part, because the VR part is just the survival wave thing.
I bet you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Bummer.
So I'm interested in the game, but
So what we're saying is we don't actually know.
No clue.
oh yeah, I'm very nervous about this game. There's something that gets delayed this often.
Yeah.
Very nervous.
Yeah, I mean that many times. Once, okay, but when it's like that many times, that's scary.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like a sign
So
of a broken
maybe
game.
October 6th?
Also, but the ESRB apparently has been like cracking down on game developers. Like even limited run games never had to put an ESRB rating on their limited print run.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they do, and a bunch of things got delayed, and a bunch of even that was the reason that Endspace got pulled off the PlayStation Store after it got published.
That's
So
right, yeah.
I'm sure these developers are trying to make sure that their game doesn't get pulled off the store.
Yeah.
You know, like let's get everything sorted out before we try to publish our game.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
So we'll see.
a few interesting news bits this week as well. We're getting a PlayStation VR redesign.
Yeah.
But it's like the most minimal redesign ever.
Yeah, really.
People are the one big addition that it has is HDR pass-through, and if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. It probably doesn't affect you. It does affect people who have 4K TVs. You got to do like some different switching around with your HDMI cables when you try to play PlayStation VR. But honestly, if you're one of the people who bought PlayStation VR like at launch or anytime in the last 12 months,
Yeah.
and you're pissed off because you need HDR pass-through and like you're not able to buy like just the box separately, on Amazon for like $25 you can get an HDMI splitter. Okay, so don't worry about this. This is not something that anybody needs.
Yeah.
It's a benefit for people who haven't bought PlayStation VR yet. It's not an upgrade that like we really.
It's not going to improve
Yeah.
the quality of what you see or
No,
anything like that in there.
Definitely not. And it's got built-in headphones. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I like my Mantis headphones. I don't need built-in headphones. Thank you.
I don't know if I
Right.
want headphones on half the time. The only thing that
Right.
makes me wish I had something like that is that cord design. They said there's going to be a less daunting
Yeah.
cord design, thick, you know.
Thinner cords. Yeah, it should be a
Right.
little bit less. Sometimes when I'm playing Spark, if my
Eventually it'll be
Yeah,
cordless.
you step on it. Yeah.
yeah, step on it or the cable like comes loose from where I like kind of shoved it into the couch.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, like it's like it's weighing me down. I keip hitting
You're
it.
like,
Like
Yeah.
the cables
Yeah.
come unplugged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to duct tape the crap out of that thing.
Yeah.
I probably should. I don't know why I haven't.
Yeah.
The biggest piece of news that I really hated this week was the new Move controllers.
Yes.
Now we've been asking Sony
Yeah.
day in, day out for the last year for new Move controllers with analog sticks in them.
Yeah.
And this was basically Sony coming out and being like, fuck you guys.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Here are your new
Here's
Move
new
controllers.
ones, but not what you're asking for.
They're exactly
Not at all.
the
Yeah.
same as the
Yeah.
ones we have with different charging
Yeah, big
ports and a
deal.
better battery life. My
Yeah.
battery life is fine.
I would deal with the same battery life for the analog.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like they put all this like
That
R&D.
wasn't my gripe, you
Nope.
know.
They put R&D into like something we don't even want.
Yeah.
And they're doubling
Strange.
down on something we're not interested in. And so if you are also pissed off about this like I am, go hit the link in the description. It's a change.org petition that I started yesterday. And it's to get Sony to give us some new PlayStation Move controllers with analog sticks.
Yeah.
This is what we want. This is what we need.
Hopefully it'll
Skyrim
work.
VR is right around the corner.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that they're being this like pig-headed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very strange. They had to have heard. They must know.
Yeah.
Oh, they
you
know.
know?
They absolutely know.
Yeah. But to not address it either, you know, why?
Yeah.
Is it too costly to redesign like that? Would it not work? What's their reasoning behind not developing one unless they have something else on the horizon and they don't want to invest too much?
Right.
You know?
It's a good question. I don't know. I feel like they're doubling down on technology that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see the outcome after this then.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then a new game that got announced this week is an episodic game called The Exorcist Legion VR. It's 5 episodes. They're 30 to 35 minutes each. Mm-hmm. No, 20 to 25 minutes each. I'm sorry.
Correction.
Yep. And God, this is a quote from the developer. Playtime for each chapter will vary, but the average is approximately 20 to 25 minutes. Honestly, it's about all you'll be able to endure. I don't like developers telling me the reason that their game is so short is because you can't handle it. Come on.
Yeah, but maybe they
tell
mean
me what I can't
scariness
handle.
and not the fact you'd be vomiting over the poor quality of the VR game we're about to release. You know,
which one is it? I don't
you
know.
won't be able to handle much more because you'll be so fucking sick of it.
Have you guys seen the Exorcist TV show?
No.
TV show? No.
Yeah, no. Apparently, it's really good. Apparently, really scary. I saw some people in the comments talking about it, and now
It's
you've got
new?
Yeah, recent. Yeah, I don't know how new.
Yeah.
But it's
Netflix.
I hope so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know. They say it's really scary, and I'm like, so I'm down. I'm gonna check it out because it's October, and I'm so down for scary stuff in October.
Yeah.
Big things ahead.
Spooky
Yeah.
time.
And then finally, the firmware, PlayStation 4 firmware update 5.0 came out today.
Yep.
And it updates. The best thing it updates for us is now when I stream PlayStation VR games, the comments will pop up in my headset, so I can see who's
Nice.
saying what,
Yeah.
and I don't have to do the
Squinty weird.
or the text to voice
Yeah.
where it's like the computer is reading me people's comments, and it's like
It's terrifying.
yeah. It sounds horrible, and I never know who's saying what. This is going to be much better, and now I can respond to questions and stuff without being interrupted constantly.
Sweet.
What do you think, Michelle?
I think that wraps up the news.
Wrapped up.
Think it's time that we play a little game. Should we or shouldn't we?
I think so.
I think so. Put 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter. Way that Jeremy likes it.
I don't know how Jeremy likes it today.
Oh,
It's kind of a nice day.
okay.
Yes.
Does Jeremy like the table outside?
And we're going to have 60 seconds to tell you what we have been playing or watching and whether you should be playing or watching too.
You want to help me move the table outside? Like, I think it's a two-person job with all this stuff on it.
Yeah, let's do
You
it.
can't ask the pregnant girl to do it.
No, we can't. But
I'd love to sit outside.
Lay on
How
it.
awesome
It
would
would
it
be
be if
so
I
nice.
snap my fingers and next thing we're
We're
all sitting
outside.
outside at
Right.
the table?
It's not
It's
gonna
not
happen.
actually going to happen, guys. Yeah.
God, it'll take it all day.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
All right, who's up first?
Jeremy,
Sure, I'll go first.
on your mark. Get set.
Wait, where are you from?
I don't know.
What-
On
what-
your
this
mark. Get
accent's gotta
set.
go.
Go.
Right?
And go.
It's like an assassin. So, a couple of things. Number one, I played a VR game.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy
Voltron.
shit.
Number
played
two,
Voltron.
I completed my very first VR game,
Oh, okay.
which is Voltron.
Oh.
And number three, I almost platinumed a game, which was Voltron.
Wait, it has a platinum?
No, I don't know. It just had almost all the trophies except one. So, so I played
was it?
Voltron. It was all right. I mean, it was like a poor quality one episode of Voltron, because you're just kind of thrown into a portion of here's a quick story. But it was still neat, I can't say you could die, like you were saying once. I mean, I tried on purpose getting hit a lot, and nothing seems to happen. You just, you get hit, and then you can be, carry on and shoot and shit. But, it was neat for what it was. A couple of little puzzles. I can't say it was very responsive with my hand controllers, but that, I think, is just my setup. I still got 0.05 seconds.
Yeah, they can't see that.
How much was it? $14.99?
Yeah, but I think on first week it was like on sale for like $11.99. I think. I don't know. It was, let's say $15.
How did I
Don't
acquire
put that
this game?
phone away.
How did I acquire this game?
Let's go with it. Gets so confusing. Right?
I know
because I don't know. Let's just err on the side of caution and say that you get the review key from the developer.
Okay.
Let's say that.
So for free, it was pretty good. It was decent for what it was. $15 if that's the price point. I think it's a little hefty for what the content is you get for that money.
Right.
There's no replay value either.
Zero. No.
I would never play it again. And I think for $15 I'd be a little upset, but I mean, it's decent. It's just that price point it's bothering me. If it was like a $5 thing, I think that's solid for $5.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
should we for $5?
So wait till it goes on sale.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a tough call because I think the quality in my book, the quality's there.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it looks amazing. It looks like a cartoon that
Yeah.
you're playing in VR
All around.
and it's so cool. Like when one of the lion like like crashes down on the planet, and you look, and he's like right there and kind of in your face, and you can really see like the scale. He's like kind of majestic, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know, and you do. I feel like there was just enough control given to you in the game, so that like those two move controllers, you know, you're piloting a ship, you're shooting down enemy crafts, you're like you said, solving puzzles, and there's just enough to make you feel like you're like a pivotal part of the story.
Yes.
But yeah, for $15, it's a little on the expensive side,
and it's very repetitive. I mean, the enemy's just like, we're gonna throw these at you, then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna this, over and over till I'm dead. You know,
the final boss, I didn't even realize that I could like move back and forth.
I didn't either.
And I was like getting hit left and right, and I was like,
you figured it out.
You should dodge those, and I'm like,
how do I dodge? Oh,
all right. You know, then all of a sudden I'm like
moving my head.
I did the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
it's one of those like you sneeze and you realize, oh crap, I can move.
I can move these and fucking dodge that shit.
Yeah. And so I was like, I should have died while I couldn't figure out how to move, but the game still didn't kill me. So I was like, I probably can't die.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So,
maybe.
Shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, not for $15. I can't really honestly say yes for $15.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Why not? You're up, man.
All right.
On your mark, get set, and go.
So on Sunday, I went to go see Flatliners, the remake from the 1990 movie Flatliners.
Thank you for that.
I wanted history. To. Yes, you are better. You're welcome. I don't know what it is.
I thought Transylvania for a moment.
It's a good thing she's cute.
You're using up my time. So med students, they want to learn more about the afterlife, and so they go down to like the basement of the hospital, which is never used and apparently never guarded at nighttime for some reason, but only during the daytime. That was that bothered me a little bit. And they kill each other and then bring themselves back to life. And I thought it was kind of confusing. Was it like demons coming after them or just their guilt coming after them? And that was kind of weird. I thought the movie itself as a whole was just like, it was okay. It had some good spook moments. Like I cringed a few times, but overall it was just kind of, I had a lot more questions than anything.
Yeah. We all feel guilty at things we came at. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go
on. Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was okay. I was not in love with it, honestly.
Yeah. Did you haven't seen the first one?
I have not seen the first one. I know it's for rent right now on Amazon, but I'm not going to spend like $4 or $5 on it.
You can also
when I just saw the
$750.
Is that what it is?
Amazon,
$750. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure without seeing the remake that the first is probably far superior.
You would yeah. And then what? So they kill themselves, bring themselves back to life, and then they go and party and have a lot of sex, and it's like, woo, we died and we came back.
I don't remember about. I don't know. Did that happen in the original? I mean, I'm sure somebody.
I feel like they didn't end up doing the research they were supposed to do.
Somebody.
Yeah, well, was it Kevin Bacon
and Keith Sutherland too?
Which one of them was the guy who filmed themselves having sex? Remember, he had cameras set up and he had like all this documentation of like all these girls.
It was probably Kevin Bacon because Keith Sutherland had that kid that was like haunting him. The kid that he. I don't know. Did he beat him up or something? Killed him?
And then why is it only them that like these guilt demon things are coming after them? Like so many people die and come back all the time. Why is it just them?
But they tempted the afterlife by killing themselves.
Yeah, they said multiple times that
they were just tempting themselves.
It wasn't our turn. It wasn't our time.
Right.
So like I don't know. It's like the big plot holes, but that's not the point. The point is that yet again we've got another remake of another movie that was phenomenal to begin with, and the remake does absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't do anything to justify its existence. I sat in the theater bored for almost 2 hours.
Oh, you saw it too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it alone. And when I say alone...
I feel like the beginning had promise, so it was like, this might end up being okay, and...
No.
And then it just wasn't.
No, the beginning, I was like, it actually, for me, it got better as the movie went on. The beginning, I was like, oh man, what am I in for? Yeah. I was like, Ellen Page, thank you for like ruining my day.
Oh, Ellen Page was in that?
Oh, and she's like Ellen Page in every other movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like,
and
no offense, like we're not making fun of like, I don't see Ellen Page as like this.
In case
this
Ellen Page
dark,
is watching?
Well, no, but like I don't want, like the fact is, it's like, you know, we put ourselves out there week after week, right? And like we are subject to criticism, you know. And I want everyone to understand that it's like, you know, you put yourself out there and you do your craft, you do your, you know, artistic expression, and like I don't want anyone to think we're shitting on, you know, oh, she's not a good actress, fuck her, you know, because here we are and like we're subject to criticism too. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that Ellen Page for me wasn't the right choice for this movie because she never convinced me that she was like. And probably because I'm so used to seeing her in the roles she's been in, that like in my mind, Ellen Page is like this kind of lighthearted little girl. Yeah. And now she's like supposed to be like this really dark med student who's got like this bad past, and like I'm like I'm sorry, you're not
selling
anybody,
it, not selling it.
But that has more to do with my hatred of actors that I've seen over and over and over again. Who is it that's stuck up in space? Oh God, Sandra Bullock and George Clooney and fucking Matt Damon. Somebody should go get them. They're national treasures. Like, you're not convincing me. It's just I want to see people I've never seen before in movies, because then I'm convinced.
Yeah. I think my least favorite part of the movie. That's great.
Sorry.
Least favorite part of the movie, with no spoilers, but something kind of violent happens to one of the med students, and then just as it happens, it just cuts to another scene where they're just all sitting at the bar laughing and talking and stuff, and it was just like,
I don't even remember. I was just waiting for it to be over. No. Yeah, when I say I sat in the movie theater alone, I was like legit alone.
Nobody there at all.
Nobody, so nice. Yeah. And it was opening weekend.
Nobody talked the whole movie. That was great. That was good. Yeah.
I put my feet up on the bar and no one was
screaming. I put my feet up on the bar.
Really nice. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get my should we or shouldn't we out of the way here so we can
on
move.
your mark.
Thank you.
They're ready to go.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yes. Oh.
And go.
Okay. Let's see. So this week I played a bunch of games. I'm going to start with a VR game because that's what we do here. It's Chernobyl Project VR.
Oh, yes, please do.
And the Chernobyl Project VR is I hope that's what it's called. It's not a game. It is an educational experience. It is a documentary, and half of it, no, I'd say like 80% of it is like 360 video. Yeah. And it is blurry 360 video where you're just sitting there and you're watching somebody talk. It's like an interview, and you're just watching somebody talk about the Chernobyl incident. But the problem is like, why is it 360 video when there's nothing happening anywhere except for the person talking right in front of me? It's like, why did you even render like the whole other room that I can look around in? Because there's nothing going on. There's no people walking by.
So they just kind of take you through a tour.
Not even a tour. Like, it is so disjointed and incoherent, and none of the stories were actually interesting. Right. I was like, wow, why did they pick these people to interview? Like, what is going on here? And so there is actually a VR segment of the game where my time's about to run out. You're actually allowed to just screw the timer. You're allowed to teleport around. They've actually rendered these like very almost photorealistic places in Chernobyl. Yeah. But they're like so inconsequential. It's like, here's a school, here's a hospital, here's the reactor, right? But there's nothing interesting to find there. It's like you walk up to the walls and like it's super high res and it's like photorealistic. They are the best VR graphics I've ever seen. Right. But you're teleporting around.
Nothing.
But what's the point?
And there's nothing to find, nothing to do, nothing to interact with, and you're just like, I'm like, after like 2 minutes, I'm like, I'm bored of this.
If I recall, I thought in the trailer there was like a girl coming. I thought there was something spooky happening.
I have no idea why they showed that in the trailer, because there is no game here. There is no gun. There is no.
Because they totally did.
And I'm not pissing on the thing because really it's. Cool. I'm not pissing on it because there's no game. I'm pissing on it because what's here isn't interesting enough to even warrant. It's $10. And I'm like, I feel like I kind of got ripped off. Yeah. Like I'm
glad I didn't purchase that this morning when I was.
See at a museum somewhere, right? A VR experience.
Like if it was at least like interviews that I cared about, if there was like a guided tour where they walked me through minute by minute of what happened and let's get these people out of here and like here's what happened when people went back. But no, it's just so disjointed. You like they give you this big menu screen, and sometimes you're just looking at 360 photos, sometimes you're watching 360 videos, sometimes you're allowed to walk around the environment, and none of it feels connected. And it's just boring.
That whole situation at the end of the trailer made it seem like, ooh, maybe this is going to be exciting.
There is a little something, yeah. Because I remember kind of being excited about this.
False advertisement. Then why would they even put that like it was a game?
And real quick, I have also been playing White Day, a Labyrinth Named School, which is not a VR game. It is just a PlayStation 4 proper horror game. Yeah. But what pisses me off is that it's a first-person scary game that has graphics that are somewhere in between like the PS2 and PS3 era, and it would be absolutely perfect. Like you can look down and you see your body, you know, like walking around, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, why isn't this in VR? Like this would be perfect for VR. And like the graphics, like they're so simple,
shitty,
but they look but they look nice. They're just simple, and it was like this would have been easy to port to VR in my absolutely ignorant experience of porting things over to VR.
Yeah,
I'm
that
going to assume
$890,000 later, you know,
Right?
to be in VR. Yeah.
Totally, it'd be easy and cheap. I don't know. But I really like the game. It's just every moment of it, I'm like, I'd rather be doing this in VR. Yeah, good. That's it.
Everything's better in VR.
VR makes everything better.
Yeah. Should we or shouldn't we?
So Chernobyl Project, we should not. Labyrinth Name School, White Day, I think you should.
How much is that? Did you say?
I want to say $30 for the retail copy.
Disc you purchase in the store.
Amazon.
Okay.
Who
goes
people go
to
to
a
stores
store?
still?
I do, yeah. I like to communicate with the
Brian
folk.
doesn't leave his house.
Yeah,
doesn't, you're
I really
right.
don't. And I keep stealing your pens. All right, you
There's
guys.
plenty.
Speaking of pens,
What do you think? Does that wrap up the wrap up?
Right.
Fucking
That
wrapped up.
wraps it up.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow for the best 20 minutes of our week. PlayStation VR.
Theater.
See, like when I stare at you, you totally nail it. But if I just expect you to do it, it's all over
Like
the place.
theater?
Me?
Right.
As always, I'm Michelle. That's Brian. That's Jeremy. And we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Who?
Huh? Gamecast.
Game-
This is the first time we've said Gamecast the whole episode. We got to get the
Gamecast.
Okay, do your check again because I
Check one, check two. Check one, check two. Talk normal. Check one, check two. This is me talking normal. This is me not talking normal.
Okay, Jeremy, one more time.
This is me talking normal. This is me not talking normal.
All right, this is me talking normal about. Oh my god, I'm so fucking loud. This is me talking normal about. This is the Midnight Gamescast. All right, perfect.
Whoop.
Ah!